Hi guys, today I'm reviewing the Seiko 5 Sports SRPC55. Mouthful, I know. It's this amazing orange faced, looking like a dive watch that I have on my wrist. This is probably the closest that you'll get to a dive watch without actually buying a dive watch. If you've watched the earlier unboxing video, you'll know that I got this for an absolute steal from Creation Watches. I paid just over £100 with shipping. I'm nothing to do with Creation Watches. I just think they have really good deals on watches sometimes. Probably worth you checking them out. Now, at £100, you're probably thinking, what's the catch? And there are a couple. So, I'm Jason, I'm your watch guy. Let me show you them. So here we have it again, the Seiko 5 SRPC55. Now this is from Seiko's 5 Sport range. It is not a dive watch. I'd probably put it under a sports watch type of category. It's been billed on a couple of different reviews as a dive watch. I wouldn't classify it as a dive watch at all, unfortunately. I wish it was, but it's definitely not. So let's get the specifications out of the way first. It is a big watch, it's quite chunky. It is 44mm in diameter. We've got it in at 13mm thick. Lug to lug is 50mm, which is quite big on the wrist. It does curve a little bit though, for you smaller guys. The lugs are 22mm. This bracelet does not taper down, it is the same width all the way along. So, we started the dive look with this brilliant looking bezel. It's 120 clicks, unidirectional, as you would expect from Seiko. Now, I will come back to the bezel later, bezel action anyway. It's got a 15-minute marker here in brushed steel against this black accent here. It's got 10-minute markers all the way around and a triangle at the 12 o'clock point or the 60-minute point. I really do like the bezel. It kind of domes in, gives a nice depth to the watch while it's on wrist. Quite like that myself. It has got this sort of notched design which I haven't seen on many other Seikos or many other watches, to be fair. It's a nice change in design. I mean, it's always nice to have something a bit different in your collection. As we move around the case, it has got a mixed finish. It is a brushed steel along the sides here, polished on the lugged hips and polished around the bezel too. Very nice look to the case. The nice mixture in finishes really adds depth to the design of the watch. You don't get many oranged faced Seikos. I can think of the Orange Monster, the Samurai, and I think it's the XKX011 that's maybe got an orange face also. So this is a nice addition to my collection with this orange face. I really do like the orange Seikos. Now, I don't know if I can capture this on the camera, but it does have like a brushed effect across the face, which is really, really nice. I didn't expect it from this type of budget of a watch, but it is a lovely finish across it. Really adds a little bit of texture to the face. The dial really does pop with it. Almost metallic, I'd say. Really lovely effect. It has loomed applied indices around each 5-minute mark, as well as the black minute marker around the dial, around the edge of the dial. We have these triangular indices at 12, 9 and 6, which is very reminiscent of the Seiko Samurai, I believe. And this date window over here, a black day and date window, is quite uncommon on these watches. They usually come in black on white. I've actually been after white on black finish for a mod that I want to do. It's really hard to get hold of, they're only over in America. At the top here we have the Seiko 5 logo applied, Seiko 5 Sports. The bottom of the dial we have automatic, 24 joules, 100 meter water resistance. That again we will come back to at the end. Now this dial is loomed around the indices and the hour and minute hand, as well as the second hand. I will insert a little loom shot just here for you. As you'd expect from Seiko, the loom is quite good. It is Seiko's usual Luminova finish. Now as we come back to this minute and hour hand, the hour hand is very reminiscent of the Seiko Monster or the Seiko Samurai. Lovely black edges to it, which really makes it very legible when you're reading this watch. Also a black finish on the minute hand. I really do like these hands on these Seikos. It's a watch that I think is an absolute pleasure to read. It's very legible. That hour hand adds something very different, and the stark differences in the size of the hands is another thing that I think works really well on this watch. We also have an arrowhead on the second hand. Now as we move around this watch, it is that Seiko 5 open back, as you would expect. What we have here is the 4R36 movement, which is the day-date complication, otherwise known as the NH36. Now I didn't expect to get an NH36 in a watch that I paid £100 for from Seiko. I think that's an absolute steal. Absolute solid movement, not much more you can ask for at this price range. Now, there's a few things that I've kind of brushed over or not mentioned, and the reason I've done that is that they are falling under my little moan section. I'll start with the obvious. It falls very short of a dive watch. That 100-metre rating alone is not the type of standard that you'd expect on a dive watch. It has the style of a dive watch. You know, maybe you could call it a desk diver. Probably survive as that. But I think it comes more under the sports watch type of category. Another thing that I haven't mentioned is that this crown is not screw down. It is just push in, which I haven't had on many Seikos. I am used to the screw down type of crown that you'd get on them. As always, Hardlex crystal, which again, it's not sapphire. Now on my Samurai, I did think that was a big shortcoming of the watch, but with this being at the price range that it's at, around the £100 mark, I don't think it's as much as a shortcoming. It will scratch, it will need some upkeep, a little bit of polywatch every now and then I guess, but I don't think it's the end of the world. Now, the main compromise that I have with this watch is unfortunately the bracelet. As you'd expect from a Seiko at this price, it is just a press clasp, which I'd probably accept. That's not the end of the world at this price. This shaky, rattly, noisy as hell bracelet isn't my favourite thing in the world. I'd put up with it because of the price range. It's not exactly comfortable. It's, as I say, shaky, makes a noise. It feels a little bit tinny, which makes me feel a bit cheap. Another trade-off they have is this bezel. Now it's an absolutely lovely design. I really do like the design on this. It's 120 click unidirectional, what you may be picking up. It's a very easy bezel for me to move. It doesn't feel like it's locked in at all. Out of the box, that was my main issue, and it has stuck as one of my main issues. Now I wear my watches to bed. I've been told by some people that that's probably not the best idea, but I do. And waking up every morning and the bezel being over here, I'm a little bit OCD and it absolutely bloody kills me. Even when you're trying to put it back into place, it falls out a little bit. Now Seikos are notorious for having bezels that don't line up properly, and I can take that. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. It's just something that doesn't sit well with me, and it's the one thing that's been numbing and ardent about me keeping it in the collection. But at £100, I think I still got a decent bargain here. So what's my conclusion on the SRPC55? Do I have reservations about it? Yes. Is it a dive watch? No. Is it a desk diver? Probably not. It probably falls under a sports watch. Does the bracelet annoy me a little bit more than it should? Yes. Does the bezel tick my OCD in the wrong type of way? Definitely. Am I willing to forgive all of that for the price of a £100 watch? 100%. This is probably the best deal that I have seen in a long time, and I would advise anyone that likes the look of this watch to go out and buy it now while they still have stock. At £100, there is no complaints from me. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Please do subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.